I want to share with you the 6 sort of parameters around supporting your brand when you get dressed. Because I think a lot of times we get really, really close to it and we start to feel really good about it, and then it all falls apart because we don't have parameters. And that's kind of the difference with me and reality makeover TV shows. Okay, there's a lot of things that are different with me. And reality makeover TV shows, starting with 1, I'm probably the least judgmental person you'll ever meet. Growing up in the military and being an only child, there was no support system on the first day of school. I moved every 2 years. There was nobody there to cover your back, and you didn't know who was going to be that first person that was going to be your friend. And a lot of times, it was the weirdo kid, and that's okay. I was just happy to have a friend. So I'm probably the least judgmental person in the world. I'm friends with everybody. The weirdo kid that talks to himself, that's okay. He's my new best friend. I just don't know if he's talking to me or somebody else. It's the voices. But so the difference between me and a reality makeover TV show is that 1, not being judgmental, 2, no drama. I don't do drama. There are no trash cans. I won't be doing this whole, although I did have a client once. She went from a size 18 down to a size 14. And she'd had, a bunch of stuff altered, and we were doing pretty good because I really like to work with what people already own first before we go out shopping. Because let's face it, it's not environmentally or economically smart or responsible to just keep buying more stuff. So making better use of what you own is really what I advocate. So we were working with what she already owned, and because I understand apparel construction, I was like, oh, we can take this in and we can do that and we can do this, and all of a sudden she turns to me and she says, no. I don't care if we can alter this. This is not me anymore, and I'm not going back there. Oh, wow. So what do you want to do about this? And we both looked outside of her bedroom door, and there was this railing and this stairwell. And we both looked at it without saying anything. We scooped up all these clothes and tossed them down the stairwell. It was the coolest experience. It was so much fun. Of course, we couldn't get down the stairwell until we picked it all up, but it was so much fun. But there's no, that was probably the closest I ever came to dramatics. And the idea that reality makeover TV shows, a lot of times, they don't really find out, 1, what's your inner amazing, but they don't think about the applicability. Again, I kind of go back to the girl that, scoops up dog poop in Central Park in a pencil skirt and a pair of heels. Not very practical. Did they really take the time to understand how this particular style that they've chosen for her was going to be sustainable? No, they didn't really. I saw an episode of What Not to Wear. Oh, was I saying that out loud, my out loud voice? I saw an episode of a reality makeover TV show once, and there was a young gal on there. Someone had nominated her, and she was a clown. Like, this is, she dressed up and she was a clown, and, that alone is a little unusual, clowns. I've always been afraid of them, but maybe that's me. Is anybody else afraid of clowns? Yeah. What is that? So she was a clown. And when she wasn't being a clown, she still kind of looked like a clown. These big, she would wear big camouflage pants and this dopey plaid shirt, and she was obviously hiding. She was this little petite thing, and her hair was very long, and she was just kind of, she was kind of hiding in there. And so what do? They strip her of every fun thing she's got, the multicolored Converse All-Star high tops, the everything. They get rid of all of it, and then they get her into these cute little form-fitting, like, little outfits. You could just see the pain in her eyes. She was so exposed and felt so vulnerable. It made, as soon as that camera stopped rolling, she was like, whew, I am out of here. That, to me, isn't success. That is not personal branding through appearance. You have to understand what has been holding you in the place where you are right now, and how are you going to move forward? For her, there may have been a lot of issues going on there that they needed to address first before they stuck her in some little cute sheath dress or whatever they put her in. So understanding what your challenges have been and why is really important for you to be able to move forward. And that's why when I work with somebody, I go into their home. And I know that sounds really scary, and I admit what I do, people are very vulnerable when they come to me. And I really respect that. But I think that for both of us, it's important to understand where you've been in order to understand where you're going. I think anybody that's worked with a life coach or a career coach knows that. I'm not that much different. I hear everybody's life stories. And it's funny how people think that my job is so glamorous. Let me tell you what my job's really like. I'm usually in their closet, in my slippers, because I don't wear my shoes in their home. I'm in my slippers, they're in their underwear. There are dogs running around, there's kids, there's clothes falling off of hangers. It's total chaos, and I love it. I mean, it doesn't get any more real than this. Really? Stacy and Clinton, I challenge you to come hang out with me for a day. I have more fun with my clients because we get to be real. We get to be really real, and we get to talk about what's really amazing about them.